Okay, so if you play the piano, there's a pretty good chance you've heard of, or maybe even battled with, a certain fast, flashy, and honestly, incredibly fun piece of music. You know the one I'm talking about, the spinning song.
Yep, that one. It's a total rite of passage for piano students, right? It just sounds so cool when you finally get it up to speed. But have you ever stopped and wondered who actually wrote it? Who came up with these little notes that just fly off the page? Well, the answer is probably not who you think.
The composer's name is Albert Elmenreich. Now, I'm guessing that name doesn't exactly ring a bell like Mozart or Beethoven, does it? And that's exactly what makes this whole story so fascinating. How did this composer, who's not exactly a household name, write one of the most famous student piano pieces ever? So let's take a quick look at the man himself. Albert Elmenreich was a 19th century German artist, but check out his primary rules. Composer, yeah, but also actor and playwright. See, this wasn't just some guy who sat in a quiet room writing music all day long. He had a whole lot more going on. He's often described as a polymath. It's a fantastic word, right? But what does it actually mean when you call someone a polymath? It's actually pretty simple. A polymath is just someone who's really, really good at a bunch of different things. And for Elmenreich, it wasn't only music. He was totally immersed in the world of theater and writing too. And you'll see how that diverse skill set is the secret ingredient in his music. And this all makes perfect sense when you find out a little more about him. His entire life was just steeped in the performing arts. You could say it was the family business. His father was a famous actor and writer, so Elmenreich literally grew up surrounded by drama, performance, and all kinds of creativity. I mean, this guy was seriously versatile. He was a successful actor performing on stages all across Germany. He was writing his own plays, and, of course, he was a fantastic musician. His background in the theater gave him this amazing knack for knowing how to grab an audience's attention and tell a story, which is exactly what the spinning song does. So let's zoom back in on the music. What is it about this one piece that has made it such a huge hit with piano students for generation after generation? The piece is absolutely genius because it's basically painting a picture with sound. Think about it. Your right hand, with all those quick, repeating notes, that's the spinning wheel itself, just whirring around and around. And then your left hand comes in with that steady, rhythmic pulse. That's the sound of the machine's mechanism, just chugging right along. It's so clever. So, why do teachers love giving it, and why do students, most of the time, love learning it? Well, it boils down to three main things. First, that imagery we just talked about is just so clear and fun. Second, it is an amazing workout for your fingers, helping you build up speed and control. And third, let's be honest, it feels absolutely incredible when you can finally nail it. It's a real accomplishment. And all of this brings us to Elmenreich's legacy. You know, he didn't write a ton of famous symphonies or anything like that. His fame pretty much rests on this one, single, brilliant little piece. And that right there is a really powerful lesson. This really just does it all perfectly. You don't have to create something huge and epic to make your mark on the world. Sometimes a short, perfectly crafted piece of art that really captures an idea and connects with people is more than enough to be remembered forever. So, the next time you sit down at the piano to practice those tricky runs in the spinning song, just take a second. Remember the story behind those notes. You're not just playing a technical exercise, you're playing a story told by an actor, a playwright, a true man of the arts. And that kind of leaves us with one last question to think about. Albert Elmenreich cemented his place in music history with one perfect miniature song. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What small, brilliant thing could you create that might just leave a lasting impact?